Welcome everyone to another episode of Brewed Scenes with your host Isabella. And today I'm with someone who honestly I would say are one of my first mentors in the entertainment industry, and that is Joann. So welcome, Joann.
Hello, thanks for having me, Isabella. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Not being one of your first mentors, I'm flattered, but you are so wonderful to work with and talk to. So,
Uh,
yeah, thank you for having me here. I'm super
of
excited.
course, of course. No, thank you. So before we get into it, do you want to let the audience know your current job position? What are you maybe currently working on, or just really introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Joann Mauricette. I go by Joe. I am currently an associate producer within the video game industry. But like my background, when I was in college, I studied digital media production at Florida State University, where my focus was documentary post-production. And then after graduating, I got into project and production coordination, and now really kind of working on my all-time goal, which is to be a really, really great producer. So here we are.
Awesome. Before we get into the film topic or entertainment discussion overall of this episode, do you want to promote a local coffee shop or your current cafe order?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I kind of wish I had this question in advance because I love local coffee shops in Orlando. So here's the vibe. My first one that comes straight to mind is Easy Luck. Easy Luck has some of the best seasonal drinks of all time ever. I was there last week and I had their Earl Grey matcha. Yo. But every time I go there, I get one of their seasonals. So I honestly can't tell you what to do is. My
Mm.
all-time number one coffee order is like an iced vanilla latte with oat milk. That's what I'm always going to do. But if I see a fun seasonal, I'm going for the seasonal. So Easy Luck
Yeah.
is my number one. Let's see. I've been recently enjoying Stemma. Stemma is over
Oh.
on Orange Avenue. That's like downtown-ish. And I just got a matcha latte at Stemma. But recently I got their coffee flan. Yo. Now that's serious too. That's not coffee. Well, I mean, I guess coffee,
Well, yeah.
but
Adjacent.
sort of, kind of, yeah.
Whoa.
Love it was something serious, but I only ate half of it and then I ate the other half at home because when I was eating, I was like, dang, this is decadent. So I would share with a friend maybe, but or like expect to eat it over a long time, but it was sensational. And I do want to give you three options total. What's my third? What's my third? Dang, this is hard. I want to say Han, but Han
Mm,
is low-key the club. Like it's tough to
yeah.
get in there, it's tough to get
And,
out.
and yeah,
So
they need to relocate. I'm sick of it.
yeah, because the parking lot alone, like I'm so grateful. I've always been really, really lucky with parking. But every
Me
time I get in
too.
there, I'm like, ooh, I don't know, some of y'all pissed because I don't know where y'all parked. I can see some of y'all sweating. I don't know what's going on, but I know y'all trekked over here. But the best thing
Yeah.
about Han is that afterwards I can get ice cream at Silvagita. So it kind of
Yeah.
works out, you know?
Yeah, that
So
that whole
yeah,
street. It's a
full street.
crawl, but it's a best food crawl. I will say.
Totally. Such a good food crawl. But yeah, know where you're parking and park in a good safe space or else that car won't be there when you get back. That car will not be there when you get back. Trust. They be towing.
So this is going to be a very interesting start to the conversation, but
Mm.
have you been to the movies recently?
Yes, I've been to the movie. Oh my gosh, Isabella, this is already my favorite podcast of all time ever. Yes, I've been to the movies recently. I love the movies. I love going to the movies, which is funny because I'm more of a TV person, but going to the movies is an experience. It's like an experience for me. You know, it's a very
Mm,
like self-care kind of day. I
mm,
think I really love watching it. It kind of depends, but sometimes watching a movie in the theater can totally like change the experience. You have a really good crowd, like that's an experience unlike any other. A mid movie can go to like my top 10 low key. So in terms of movies, I recently watched Send Help by Sam Raimi that had Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien as our lead stars. And honestly, with Sam Raimi's films, he gets a little like there are like jump scares and it's really like thrilling. It can also be like really like gross in a really fun way. And I don't know how I feel about like gross fun, but he made it work and he makes it work and I am a fan of his films. But Set Help was really fun. It's not something I typically would go to watch, but I did watch like opening weekend or maybe the week after opening weekend, and the audience was just so much fun. Like they were reacting with it and like making comments. And so for that reason, I think I liked it a lot more than I typically would have. But I love the movies, especially with the good audience. And also just sometimes the theater close to me does like flashback cinema or they like show movies that haven't been out in theaters in a very, very long time. And so recently I watched Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark in theaters.
mm.
Yo,
Yeah.
excellent. Excellent. Oh, I'm so glad I watched it in theaters because it's just obviously I didn't watch it in theaters growing up because that movie is way older than me because I am I'm 60 months old. Um,
Exactly.
but seeing it in the theaters, I was like, damn, this is spooky, but also like it has such a far more massive impact.
Mm,
Yeah, great soundtrack, great visuals. I mean, it still holds up. I don't know how old that movie is, but
mm.
excellent all around. And I'm a big, big fan. But like I said, I am more of a TV person. So I am watching Industry on HBO Max, The Pit, We
Oh,
Finna Be in the Pit,
well.
and Traders. Are you a Traders
Oh,
fan?
I want to get into it.
Get into it.
I'm not much into reality TV because yeah, I
Oh,
know their characters, but like I feel like it's like 70% real person, 30% like they're like, oh wait, I'm a character. Oh, I'm a character. But
yes.
I do want to get into it because from the concept of it, it's something I've never
Hmm.
seen before. Um,
Yes.
but I'll say I do want to get into industry. And then the pit,
Yeah.
the problem with the shows like the pit, I align with like Grey's Anatomy, where like they want to
Mm.
appeal towards like this is me not knowing what the show is about. So please,
Speak your
I'm
truth. Speak your truth.
forewarning. I feel like they're trying to like educate the public of what like working in hospitals are truly like, but no matter what, there'll always be like that dramatic aspect of it. So it just takes me out. But I hear praises with both industry trader, oh, for all three industry traders and the pit, especially the pit. After this
Hmm.
Emmys,
Yeah. Okay, let me speak my truth about the pit. So
mm,
the difference between that and Grey's Anatomy, I feel like Grey's Anatomy is just super like over dramatized, where it's like we're having relationships and like in the break rooms and the locker rooms, and oh my gosh, this person is dying, but they're my dad and they were in a plane crash. Like, oh my gosh. And it's very like steamy, sexy, and fun. And honestly, Grey's Anatomy is a great show. Like first, I'd say 8 seasons, peak TV, not
yeah,
play. I bet they're on like season 38 right now,
Prop,
but
yeah,
the
for
first few
sure.
seasons peak TV. The thing about the pit is that like it kind of cuts all of the fluff. There's really no fluff there at all.
Oh
And
wow.
it really like it's cut and dry and to the point. There is a bit of like educating the audience. Like a lot of things they sort of like tell a little more than like showing. And once you kind of pick up on that, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I see. But like clearly most people that watch the show aren't, emergency room doctors, attendings, nurses, students or whatever. But the thing I really love about the pit is that like even though you don't have a lot of time with these characters, you still get a really, really good understanding of who they are, what they're gonna do next. And like it's just it's excellent storytelling. It's not as like fluffy or I guess romanticized as Grey's Anatomy is, but there is so much like fun and what am I saying? I don't know. It's a
Oh my
really
God,
excellent
thumbs
show.
up.
But look at it. But I will say if you're like queasy, because I don't like gross things,
Mm,
but the pit will show you someone giving birth, and all you got to say is thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna look, but thank
mm,
you so much for that offering. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna look away. If you're queasy like me,
mm,
I don't like it, but it's not like queasy or gross to be queasy or gross. It's queasy or
mm,
gross to be accurate and true to what's actually happening in these moments. So
mm.
yeah, I love the pit. Get in the pit. Get in the pit, girl. And also, you can binge the first season. Hot take, I feel like it's a better show to binge than to watch on a weekly basis because when you're watching these episodes, like, because every episode is an hour in the ER. So
Mm.
as you watch, like, you go through 4 episodes, you're like, oh, it's only been 20 minutes. Full time, it's been 4 hours. Like, the pacing is excellent.
Wow.
So get into it. And honestly, fantastic audio design, great sound design. Get in
Oh,
the pit, girl.
I'll definitely have to check it out. But that leads me to a question that I'm actually curious
Yes.
about. So we're seeing this new type of streaming delivery when it comes to shows, and we're
Mhm.
seeing the weekly episodes, we're seeing a whole season drop, and then with Netflix that I despise the least out of all three, the part one, part two. From a producer standpoint, when would you say like something like a Netflix part one, part two works best versus a one season drop versus the weekly?
That's a great question. I think it really depends on what kind of TV show that you're doing. When you have something a lot more cerebral like Severance, I think a weekly drop works best because you're giving your audience a lot of time to kind of like sit with it, resonate, and with sci-fi shows too, the audience is so passionate and they're willing to really like dig deep and like grab little things and investigate the episode or like to take a screenshot and really look into it and dive deeply. So with an audience or with a genre like that, I feel like a weekly drop works really well because you really give your audience time to sit with it and sit with the material. Where I see like a huge binge drop benefiting, I don't know. I think I'm showing my bias here in that like I don't really like a full season drop because it kind of falls out of the public. I don't want to say what's it, the discourse, or there's
Like
another word for it,
like is
but
it the conversation of it being like hot?
yeah. It kind of falls out of like the public discourse pretty quickly unless it's like one of those really intoxicating once in a while like shows that really are just so gripping. Maybe like Adolescence. Was that? I don't have Netflix, so I'm not
Oh,
exactly
I
sure.
think that was a one oh, like one season drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
I think
exactly.
it was a
Or
limited
Squid Game.
series.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Limited
Squid
series, but still
yeah,
good.
but Squid Game, the first two seasons I believe were full drops.
Full drops, yeah.
Um and but the third and final season, I think they're on season three. I don't know. They did the part one and part two, where
Yeah.
I truly I'm trying to understand it from a Netflix perspective why they're choosing to do that because
Hmm.
regardless you are forcing the subscriber to pay for 2 months or maybe
I think that's
more,
it.
but wouldn't you want to maybe even extend it more by making it a weekly drop?
Right. That's a good point because I think Netflix when what we saw with Stranger Things with them kind of extending it over the holidays, which I thought was pretty smart because a lot of people watch a lot of TV over the holidays with their families.
Mm-hmm.
Like for better or for worse, we had Bird Box that came out over Christmas like 5 6 years ago, which was huge. I don't know if the film meant to make that impact, but it was a
Mm-hmm.
massive film because it came out over the holidays. People watch with their families. Same sort of thing with Saltburn, for better or for worse, where it's like y'all were watching out with your families on Christmas. Maybe you shouldn't have, but
Right.
still became a huge, massive moment.
Mm-hmm.
What Stranger Things is doing with the what was it? It was Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
New
I
Year's
haven't seen the season,
Eve.
so
It's okay.
yeah, yeah, that's what I've
Sleep
heard. Great gowns,
peacefully.
beautiful gowns. Right.
Except
Rest in
even
peace,
then.
everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
I
With
don't
the
know who
fan
died. I don't know
fiction.
who made it, but yeah, y'all stay easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, my first thought when I see things like that, or when it comes to like Bridgerton, it's like you're
Mm.
just trying to split up billing cycles, and I think sure, okay, I guess, whatever. Like, if that's how you need to get paid, go ahead and get paid that way, since y'all are clearly broke Netflix.
Mm.
But I don't, I don't know. I find that like doing large episode releases work really well over the holidays, or maybe around like events where you know people are going to watch for a
Mm.
long period of time, or just be able to watch a lot. But I really feel like kind of spacing out these releases, like doing a weekly release or doing a couple episodes a week, like even with like Love Island, where that was what, 2 episodes a week, but they were they
Oh,
were hooked. You can guarantee that people are watching that show episode by episode, talking about it and being ready with theories for the next episode. Like it keeps people engaged for such a long time. And it's just, I really feel like you gain so much by having your audience captivated for like an 8 week period over than like a
yes.
weekend, you know?
I completely agree. I think what's really interesting about Netflix, their K dramas, they're a weekly release over
Mhm.
16 weeks because there's 16 episodes. So even then, I'm like, so they are allowing it for some things, but for some shows they're not. When it comes to the billing process, I don't know. I'm still skeptical because this is a relatively new thing with the part one, part two aspect of it. But to move away from TV shows and back into the movies,
Sure,
uh, which I completely to combine both of these questions, I guess.
let's do it.
What's your favorite food combo? And do you remember the first time you went to the theaters?
Okay, I do remember the first time I went to the theaters. It was with my friend because like growing up we didn't I this is why I'm such a TV person because it's like my family's pretty big. So it's like to get all of us to go to the theater was a really big ordeal. So I would always just like watch TV movies, but the first time I went to the theaters, I think I must have been in third grade, and I went with my friend Grace, and we saw the game plan. That was with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Madison Pettis,
Yeah.
and that was like the football movie or
Yeah.
whatever. But the first time we went, I was just following whatever Grace got. So we got a popcorn, we got a cherry Coke, and we got Dippin' Dots. And I got the rainbow Dippin' Dots. She got
Mm.
the cookies and cream one. I think she got cookies and cream or something. Um, and honestly, I don't remember the movie all that much. I know, or maybe I think it was the game plan or the Tooth Fairy, but I really feel like it was the game
I
plan.
think that
It had to be a
yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie.
Yeah. The Tooth Fairy, I don't think it was a theatrical release, but I can imagine the game plan was a Disney film.
Yeah. Okay, the game plan. Yeah, okay, no, that came out in 2007. So yes, that's definitely something I would have been able to see in theaters. Let me also double check that it came out in theaters. Okay, it was a box office success. Okay, thank God. Because
Yeah.
sometimes,
Well,
with time, I'm like, I don't know if that memory was real or if I dreamed that. Um,
no, exactly.
but yeah, that was so major. Like it was such a big moment for me, and like to be able to like see a movie with my best friend was just like super fun too, and just yeah, I also watched it. I don't know if you're familiar. I saw it at the Fashion Square Mall. So the Fashion Square Mall has a movie theater. Fashion Square is like a dead mall now. Like it is not pumping anymore. The only thing that they got in there still is a movie theater. But it was still so, so cool to me. And then afterwards there was like I think there was like a dollar movie theater where you could go see a movie for a dollar. Imagine that now, like being able to see a movie for a dollar.
Hmm.
Right. I think
Mm.
now there were like $5 movies now on Tuesdays,
Yes,
but
yeah.
back
Mhm.
then it was like a dollar. You can go see whatever you wanted to see for a dollar. And my brothers and I would go with my mom, and we saw like I remember seeing Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, that was
I
a
don't know what
theatrical
else.
release?
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. Yes. Oh my God, those little rats were singing, and people were showing up in droves to the theaters. Yeah,
Wow,
trust,
I missed out
trust.
on a whole because I remember my
Missed out
dad,
that.
my dad like he did a lot of like the red box stuff. So we didn't go to the theaters that much, but
Oh.
we watched a lot of movies at home. So that's why in my mind, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if it was a theatrical release because I didn't go to the
Yeah.
theater. We only went to the like what sucks, my earliest recollection, which is
Mhm.
really recent to like when it comes to my life,
Yeah.
was the Deathly Hollows Part 2. That's my earliest recollection at the theater. Not
Yeah.
only that, I don't know why we paid these tickets front row.
I know y'all were sitting, neck just hurting, straight up,
And I
straight
remember we
up.
were I think we left because my dad was like, I don't think it was because like what was happening in the movie. It was just like this is why did we pay?
Why'd we pay for this? Yeah.
Why did we pay?
Why'd we
But
do this?
that's my earliest recollection, which is like
Yeah.
so that's what my so for you this thing like was that a dream or or was that theatrical?
Right.
For me it was like I don't think that was a theatrical release. I think that was straight to DVD.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's tough too, especially when you don't grow up going to the theaters. I feel
Mhm.
like for me, it's like, and also being a TV kid, there's so much pop culture that I'm not familiar with. Like I've never seen a Star Wars movie. I've never seen any Harry Potter.
Mm.
Like there's so much that I just don't know about. And
Mhm.
people be like, "How have you never seen a Star Wars? You don't know the house I was growing up in, okay? I
Well,
know all the Indiana Jones movies. What do you know? Like
what
you didn't
well.
see, well, like it's really just, and also like to the point about doing like Redbox movies, we would go to the library all the time and like get VHS tapes or get like DVDs. Like it's
Mhm.
just so different. And I think,
Mhm.
even though I didn't go to the theater often growing up, it's something that I totally value and prioritize now as an
Oh
adult
yeah.
because I'm like, this is me time. And like now I'm
Yeah.
fully present and I can enjoy this movie and I can sit all the way through to the credits because it's my life and I do whatever I want.
Yes, I
And I get
remember
whatever snacks I want, you know?
I would definitely say like I would say around like COVID when I started to like start appreciate films and like seeing that you could work in the industry,
Hmm.
that you didn't have to be like a nepo baby in that sense. I didn't sit through the credits because I would sometimes sit because I was an orchestra kid growing up, so I would see like the orchestra players if they had them
Yeah.
credited. But like I would like to see who composed the music. But besides that, like it never caught my interest. I was like, oh cool, that's like and then I just left, but now
Oh,
it's like
wow.
I have like I don't know if it's an etiquette to those that like work in the entertainment industry, but like to literally wait till the lights turn on. like i,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, by any chance
No, that's true.
are you AMC Stubs or Regal?
I'm a Regal person because I live very
Yes,
far away from. Okay, real.
yes,
Oh, I'm in good company.
yes,
I'm in good company
thank
because listen,
you. I
you
can't do
say you say
AMC.
exactly. You even say you can't even get the eagle out. They are ready to shoot you down. AMC subs, AMC sub this. Please leave me alone. Get a hobby, please. Like I am a Regal person down. And don't get me wrong. When they were running that one promotion where they were like, when they were finishing the sentences for movie quotes, I was like, how do I get out of the theater for this? Because this commercial pisses me the off. Whoa, let me not cuss. I was so annoyed about that. But like, trust me, Regal, like in every theater in a Regal, like all Regal theaters, the chairs all recline. Trust. Okay. Whoa.
To the audio listeners, fireworks appeared.
Fireworks just appeared. My MacBook users, they love those reactions. I have such a good time in a
Yeah.
Regal theater. Like I'm treated right, and they just renovated the one that I go to often.
Mhm.
Yo, I'm in a spaceship all the
It's
time.
awesome.
Nice. It's
It's
the best.
awesome. And some of them have bars now. Oh.
Yes. Exactly. You can turn up because I know they had like the wicked cocktails or something.
Yep.
It's just so much fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And then I do live really close to Epic Theaters, which is right next to the airport, but
Oh,
that's
okay,
like
okay.
10 minutes away from me. So if I need to go there, I will. But like Regal just has like so many options and I just ah, I love it there. I'm so glad you're a Regal like member. I love
Yes,
this.
and I like that. That's my goal in life. Regal, please sponsor, please sponsor.
Mhm.
Not
Regal
only
come
that,
through.
I need them when it comes to like the Coca-Cola, like student film stuff. I believe that they work alongside, I think, is
Yes.
it AMC because Regal's Pepsi.
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
need to tap into that market. I love and appreciate the
absolutely.
commercials, but you guys are not they're not promoting the unlimited aspect enough.
Exactly.
Like, oh my
Exactly.
God, every time I like a lot of our friends are like, well, how do you go so often? And it's like you can pay as low as I think it's like almost $19 now a month
Right.
for unlimited. It,
Unlimited.
it
Period.
they miss an opportunity to market with Wicked.
Oh, real bad. And Wicked was letting anyone market that movie. Like,
Google
they had
Pixel.
Kraft mac and cheese. Yeah, like anyone could have marketed that movie. Like,
What a miss! Oh wow, what a missed
right.
opportunity. Uh,
Truly.
but
Wow. No, this is so real.
to move on, I wanted to know what led to you wanting to pursue the entertainment industry as a career. Like, was there a light bulb moment? Was it that one film, that one project, maybe that one person that you looked
Yeah,
up to?
that's a really good question. So it's a funny story. Growing up, I did not know I wanted to be in the film industry. Like it just didn't really click for me. It was something that I done like as a hobby. Like I would always take class at the library, like learning new like editing tools. My brothers and I would like make animations, but I had really like gone through this life for most of it being like, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a doctor. I have to
Right.
be a doctor. That's what it has to be. I love like health and wellness or blah blah blah, like, but it was just like, I'm
Mm,
going to be a doctor. Like that's cut and dry. I did like morning announcements all through elementary school, lots of
wow.
like digital visual stuff in middle school. I was also a band kid, like theater kid. I've always been so invested and deeply into the arts, but it was still like, you're going to be a doctor girl.
Mhm.
My freshman year of high school, I have to dissect a frog. And literally, like the moment the scalpel is like on that frog, I said, hell, like, no, 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 could not get through it. I couldn't like if I think about it hard enough, I just want to vomit. And after that moment, I was like, okay, well, something's got to shake. And I
Mhm.
just kind of look back on like literally everything I did. Like at the moment, I was like in morning announcements or like digital video class. I was a band kid later in that time. I was going to be a theater kid. Like so much of my life had been like performance and visual
Mm,
arts. And then like it was kind of like, okay, I guess, when I go to college, I declared my major was going to be digital media production. I applied, I got in, like never changed it. It's just always what I've done. So
mhm,
it's something that's kind of like stuck with me and really resonated. Like it makes the most sense to me. And as I've gone through the career and like have seen so many different paths I can take.
mhm,
I just want to stick with it because it's like maybe I don't want to be a producer for the rest of my life. I don't think that's a possibility because I feel like being a producer is so multifaceted and like
mm,
maybe I'm this kind of producer now, but I could be a different one later. Let's say that's not the path I want to go down. Good news, there are lots of other paths within this industry that I can follow. So
mhm,
that's something that really appeals to me about this industry and just makes me feel a lot more comfortable pursuing it.
mhm.
But yeah, I mean, straight up, I was like, yeah, I'll be a doctor for kids. I'll
Hey,
save some kids or
that's
some shit. Like,
that's
yeah,
that's life. That's light work. Like
that's
I don't
life.
know. I could do that. And then maybe there
Yeah.
is a like subconscious like connection you feel like with the pit because in like an alternate
Mm,
life,
I
you're a
don't know about that.
doctor. You're a doctor in an alternate life.
In a different life, I'm like, you know what? I could do that. I could do that. No, there's no way. There's no way. Like what they're doing in that pit, y'all, it's serious. It's
Oh my
serious.
gosh.
But yeah, what
Um,
about you?
for me, I would say it was literally Mm. It was definitely during COVID. I remember I was staying up really
Yeah.
late because
Mhm.
there was just no sleep schedule, and it was
Yeah.
my spring of junior year of high school, and I came across I had fallen off of the Star Wars like fan base,
Mhm.
just because growing up I didn't have like a community to like talk to. I wasn't really I was
Yeah.
my internet consumption is weird because I was on the internet, but I wasn't on Wattpad. I wasn't on Twitter. I was on YouTube, but specifically
Interesting.
like lifestyle slash Minecraft gaming YouTube.
Oh, who did
So
you watch? Like
on
lifestyle world, not
lifestyle.
really Minecraft.
Well, my life as Ava, Alicia Marie, Miss Remy Ashton.
Oh,
So like just like the big like 2017 highly saturated girls.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so but with that being said, I just came across the documentary for the last. Sorry, no, yeah, it was the last the Rise of Skywalker doc, and I was watching it,
Mhm.
and just randomly, I'm like, can you even go to school for this, or is this more like a trade thing? And
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole and I was like, oh my gosh, like there is such thing as film school. And
Mhm.
I've always been passionate about the arts myself, like being in an orchestra. I loved doing YouTube as a kid growing up, but I
Mhm.
didn't think it was an actual career in a sense. I just thought
Right.
that it's if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But then I started doing my research, like, oh, well, you could go to school for that. And when I got into UCF, I started as a film major, but I started like talking to people, getting to know, like truly networking, and someone recommended me to pursue media production because it's much more broad and you can minor in film. And I like shout out to them. Like till this day, I'm very grateful because I realized that's actually what I really like more. But I do want to specialize in film. Like I've done a few of the live production stuff. That's its own adrenaline rush. Like I can't
And I
full
don't want it.
respect. I don't know
Not
how
for
they
me.
do it. It
Mhm.
it it is truly a talent. Not only that to like be able to story tell, but it not be so jarring and like the time. Like it's not enough people talk about live production the way that it truly is done. But overall, I love I really what's that term called? Like to really like look at it from a bird's eye view. I like teamwork, and I've always loved collaborative work since I was a kid. I appreciated doing projects alone because I'm like I'm gonna get her done. Like I want to get this stuff
Right.
done. But I loved the collaborative effort of it and like seeing everyone with their different puzzle pieces come together and create a whole art piece. Like it's so much fun, and I also love how no matter how long or short a project is, people have the most fun that they can, or they try to connect with those people on those long days on sets because you don't know if you're going to work with them again. And that's what I really love about it, because you there's there's moments of, I could say, like there's an etiquette on set where no matter what, everyone is there to have a good time and do their work to their best of their ability with what they're given. And I think that's something that I've realized recently, that a lot of people blame certain people when it comes to certain projects, but it's a lot of people tend to forget like it is a group effort. There is a final yes, no, maybe so, but at the end of the day, like there's people coming together, and I think that's the coolest part of it all. I saw someone on TikTok that said like when you use the credits as a way to connect with people on LinkedIn,
Yep. Oh, I've done that.
that's and I was like, wow, like I'm not using the internet to my disposal, because I was like,
Full
it's
potential.
yeah, because it's true. Like with the internet now, especially now, using this
Hmm.
opportunity to reach out to people. And one thing that I've learned, it's like you got to be persistent. And that's one thing I
Yep.
learned when it comes to Stranger Things. It's like when I heard that they pitched their idea to Netflix over 10 times, I'm like, they saw something in themselves that they're, and that's something where I take away. I'm like, I see something in myself that you do got to pitch yourself. And at some point, someone's going to say yes. Someone's going to give you a
Exactly.
try. And that's another thing too that this industry has shown me that could be applicable for any field of work, is to be persistent. To be persistent, that yes, the person may receive that as being annoying, but to you it's like you know what your intentions are, and you want to you put your skills to use to the best of your ability. But moving
Oh,
on,
girl,
um
no, we're gonna take a
well,
minute for that word. Like, I am inspired. Like, you know what? I can't do anything. No, you're absolutely right. And like to the point of like, yes, the Duffer Brothers had to pitch that 10 times. Like, good things take time. Like, I think there's a thing, especially with like being on social media and seeing what other people are doing, comparing yourself to others. Good things take time. You can't get everything that you want instantly. I mean, sometimes you can, sometimes you can get really lucky, but like how many times do we hear about like an overnight success story? But an overnight success story actually takes at like on average 7 years. Good things take time. Run your race, you know. And like again, be collaborative. That's another really big part of why I got into this industry, where it's like I just really love working with other people. Like I don't want to be on that stage by myself. That's also why I like improv instead of stand up. Like don't put me up there on my by myself. I want to be with other people. That's what's really really fun. You can learn so much from other people, but also like, you know, don't compare yourself to others. You have a specific purpose. Like you're there for a reason. Run your race. Take your time. Take the time it needs.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's another thing too, like looking back at college, I'm like, dang, I didn't use my time being a student to its full advantage because it does go by fast, which is
Mhm.
similar to the average. It takes 7 years. I listened to this podcast. It's like Nikki at Night, and he has this statement where it's like it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. And it's true. Like you don't realize, like with a lot of pop stars, we're seeing that more than ever before. But another thing too is that I saw in Taylor Swift's documentary that she said it like as a one-liner, but I was like, it's so true. Like a lot of people want the success but don't want to work for it. And it's true, like
Yeah.
you want to reap all the benefits, but you don't see like the long hours, the long days, the all the rooms you have to walk into to truly like you have to put yourself out there. And I think that's what use that's what I learned my first semester at school, and they said it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And going back to we're not using the internet to your full advantage. It's yes, the numbers are good, but I'd rather have 20 people that are my close family and friends watch something than a million people that are like robots that they don't care. They just clicked it for one viral moment because it's like there's connection to there's people behind it. And I think that's what's really important. It's not how many people watch you, it's who is watching you at the end of the day.
Exactly. But also I think, I think it says something about like where we are as a, not to be like in a society, but like where we
Yeah.
are, where we think about like sometimes I hear people complain about, oh, my TikTok only got 200 views. Can you imagine 200 people looking at you right now?
Oh,
Be for real.
oh my
Be for real.
God.
Honestly, 200 people looking at me right now. Ooh, that's 400 eyes on me. I'm spooked.
That's a
Allegedly guessing 400
theater.
eyes. Right, exactly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and sure, in the sense of like TikTok, maybe they just scrolled through, maybe they didn't really like sit there and ingest what you posted, but still,
Mm-hmm.
if you really take a step back and really look at everything, look at our day to day, what we go through as compared to like 10, 15, 20 years ago, things are so different. And it's so easy to like put yourself out there and get visibility, but also like to make things that are intentional and to have an impact. That's a whole other thing. You really have to do the work to make that kind of stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I would say,
anyways.
well, yeah, I know it's like it, yeah, I like
Yeah,
indent. um,
right.
I guess it could be something. This question could be something similar that maybe you've said already, but like, what's
Sure.
something that you've learned recently from a project you've participated in?
Something I've learned recently from a project I've done. That's a really great question. I think I'm always constantly and consistently learning. And now within my new role, I'm really learning better communication, or rather, how do certain people like to communicate? How can I sort of bridge the gap between some things and really make things a really seamless process, which is just ultimately what being a producer is. So I'm really just I'm still digesting things and taking it all in because I'm still relatively new to the role, but it's just prioritizing communication, because when communication isn't prioritized or when things aren't made clear, that's where mistakes happen. That's where the late nights really start to rack up. That's where like waiting on things and just not understanding where things are coming from or who said this or why does this matter? Like it really just comes down to communication. So really making that a good foundation and being clear and efficient in that will really lead to success. But it really just kind of understanding it in a whole new different way. And of course you hear like communication is key, and it's like it is such a big part of our lives. Like it's such a big part of our world, like it's so important, and it feels redundant to say, but like you know when you really look at a project and you're like, what went wrong here? More often than not, it's going to be communication or not prioritizing it or not making it seamless enough. Or,
Mm,
and like things will happen, things will be misunderstood. Like that's just kind of like name of the game. If you have a lot of moving things happening, like it could happen, but really just focusing on good communication and making that a priority and a better practice,
mm,
really, especially within this context.
mm-hmm. Would you say like when it comes to communication, like this is something where I told myself, but someone debated me on this, and I think I may have said it incorrectly,
Ooh.
where it's like there's no such thing as too much communication. I think there isn't. I think you're only confirming over and over time again. I think when it comes to the context of like the real world, like I guess sure, but when it comes to film, like I don't think there's such thing as like over communicating something because it could get it once again, it's you are perceiving it as maybe being annoying, but if you're repeating the situation over and over again, like cross conform conform confirming it, hello, confirming it, I don't think it would be too much in that sense. But what are your thoughts?
Totally. I think time and place, it depends because I'm also on the side of where I'm like, I'm just checking, I'm just confirming, I'm really
Mm-hmm.
just making sure that everything, like dotting my I's, crossing my T's, make sure everything is all aligned.
Mm.
But I have realized recently that sometimes when someone gives you a yes, run with it. Just go.
Oh.
Because sometimes people can be, if we're riding this boat, some people can be anchors. Some people can really be some anchors where they're like,
Mm.
actually, no way, actually. And it's like, hey, I don't need your opinion on this. I actually don't need your opinion on this one. So really what it is figuring out like what opinions do you take as gospel? What opinions are like, thanks for sharing. Anyways, like you
Mm.
really need to kind of like prioritize certain voices, which doesn't sound great, but obviously if you have like really big stakeholders where their opinion really, really matters, as opposed to like people that are just like walking by and being like, that kind of looks stupid. You don't even work in my department, man. Like, I'm not going to take this opinion at all. So it really is, yes, what you're saying is like over communication. I think that's just being thorough. So yeah, if you're communicating with your team, being
Mm.
really, really, really thorough, but also making sure you know what to take really deeply, what to take to heart, what to take to like move your project forward versus what's just, writing on the wall. Like that doesn't even matter at all. I
Mm.
don't know if I'm using writing on the wall in the right context, but
I
whatever.
I I I
I don't
see
know.
it. I see
Yeah,
it.
we're rocking with it. But yeah, because sometimes you can get, it really just, if we're riding this boat, you got sail, you got wind pushing through the sails, you're moving really fast, and then boom, here comes a thought from someone that we actually didn't need. And now we're like, it really just depends. You've got to make your priorities and figure things out. And that takes time. That's something I'm actively learning right now where I'm like, how do I know if I should apply this note or if I should just let it fly?
Oh
That
yeah,
takes a lot of time.
and that's definitely a skill for sure. Over time,
Mm.
that you'll strengthen. But with all the projects that you've worked on, like since you started up to now, like would you say there's an underrated department?
Ooh, underrated department. That's a good question. Well, I'm always gonna like shout out our PAs anytime working on set, like backbone of the set, the reason why we're able to likely to get in places, get
Mm.
out, like they make sure to wrap everything up. So I'm always gonna beef up the PAs, period. Another underrated department though. I'm like trying to think of the department that's nicest to me.
Real shout out.
Shout out art department. Y'all never let me
Hey,
down. Y'all never let me
yeah.
down. Period. They know how to have a good time. Yeah. Underrated department. That's a really good question. I don't know. I think let's go like let's go with our PAs. Well, I mean, I'm also like, what departments do I like the most? And it's tough because when I was a coordinator, I like would work with all of these departments, and I honestly just it's tough for me to not like someone. So I'm like, everyone is awesome.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
I
I
don't know if
like
they
to.
say that about me, but
Well,
hey,
it's okay. Don't we? Hey, we don't need to worry about their
release it.
opinion. We don't need.
Exactly. I do not see it.
From a producer's perspective, I think biopics are going to within like the next like 10 to 15 years are going to be on the rise just because a lot of like the Hollywood stars that we grew up with that have been around for a long time, they will be passing away. As of now, is there someone that you're like, man, we need to revisit this biopic? I want to, somehow like if I could, this would be a cool biopic to look on because recently we've gotten a lot of musicians. Soon we're gonna get Michael. Thank God. Thank God. Oh my God. This
That's gonna be
movie
fun.
is going to be so much fun. But yes, like is there someone, whether it's a musician or an artist or literally anyone?
Yeah. So in terms of already existing biopics, I think we need to revisit the Nina Simone one that Zoe Saldana did. We need to just do it all over again. We need to do it all over again because I think Nina Simone is an incredible artist, and I think we can do better now that we have had this done. So we can only go up. We can only
Mm.
go up from here. I would really like to see that. I also am really big Nina Simone fan. Stevie Wonder, I would love to see a Stevie Wonder biopic. Stevie Wonder
Oh
is still with us, thank God.
yeah.
But God forbid, 30, 40 years from now, he's old.
Yeah.
So 30, 40 years from now, if he's still alive, that's truly a miracle. And
Yeah.
I am so grateful again. But I would be really curious on a biopic about him because he is such an incredible, multifaceted musician through. You said you were a musician too. What did you play in orchestra?
Violin.
Nice. Very, very
Mm-hmm.
cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a pianist, but also just like such a great composer, organizer, like just a musical genius. And I would just love to have a film, a biopic about him. Beyonce biopic, obviously, and
Well,
I'm gonna be Beyonce, clearly.
well.
Oh, well,
Oh my God, that needs to be a series though, because I think
I
with
think.
the creation of Netflix streaming platforms, we're not
Hmm.
utilizing limited series enough. I think there's like I'm very happy they revisited doing Selena, and they did a limited series on her because a
Yes.
movie they said it was okay for the time,
Mm,
but now going back, I think maybe this is like the second series that they did. But my sister, she
right.
told me like this one very very well done, and I think like someone like Beyonce,
Yeah.
you can't do a movie. I'm shocked Michael's getting a movie.
Right. I will say though, there is a certain level of like prestige, the silver screen versus like, the theater. Like there is that will still exist forever, I think, honestly. Like I don't see
Mm-hmm.
that really going away anytime soon. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Michael Jackson getting a movie is very fitting.
Yeah.
So I would also kind of like see that for Beyonce too. But speaking of the Selena biopic, what a biopic, first of all. Excellent. Oh, wait, do
Mm.
you not agree?
I thought the series or the movie with J
Oh,
Lo.
I'm talking the Jennifer Lopez one.
Oh,
The J-Lo one, yes. Wait,
I don't
you didn't
know,
like it
but
either?
I,
It's been a really, okay, honestly, admittedly, it's been a very, very, very long time since I've seen it, so I need
me
to watch
too.
it again. It has been so long since I've seen it, and like coming in, like I was just like, she looks pretty and the music's good.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah,
That's all I remember. So
yeah.
that's why I'm like, it was great. So yeah, actually, maybe I won't like it as much now.
And I think that's
Yeah.
also another thing that I come across with a lot of like film people, which this is a good time to like mention like Letterbox in our top four. Like we have like
Yes.
a lot of the top 100 films of all time as of now,
Mm,
and we see there's like a common theme among them, and they are, I would say, they're a bit of, like on the pretentious side, but a lot of people
mm,
like I myself have to remind myself, yes, watching it now in 2026, we may not think it's good, but people tend to forget for the time that this was released,
hmm.
that's what makes it such
Yeah.
an impactful film, like
Yeah.
historically speaking. But with that being said, do you use
Yeah.
Letterbox?
I do use Letterboxd. It's funny that you say that because it's like with reviews and stuff and with thinking about like movies now, it's like the only time we have is now. Like the only lens you can view it in is like, I guess with everything that came before you, of
Mm,
course, would like look at the movie for what it is now. It'll be like
mm.
30 years from now. This is gonna flop. Did you like it now or not? Like,
It's
come
not all
on.
cheese ages well, and that's okay. It's still
Yeah,
good
that's
cheese.
okay. That's okay. That's like the like movies like White Chicks or Rush Hour. Those movies age very, very poorly. But I loved them when I
White
was
chicks.
younger.
Yeah.
You want to talk about mothers? Like it's honestly camp and iconic, but you could not make that movie today. You could not make the movie
No.
today. And there are many things about that movie that are kind of like, uh-oh,
Mm.
but it's part of the time. It's a picture of the time. That's kind of how I feel. Hot take. That's how I feel about the Best Picture winner of the Academy Awards every year. I'm like, it's not so much about the film itself, but about the time that it existed in. Like it is truly a
Mm.
product of the time. You go back to any of the Best Picture winners in the past, like you pick a random year, you see the Best Picture, you can get and you watch that movie, you get a really good idea of what time was like when that film won that award. Like it reflects like politically, socially, all of the above.
Oh, that's a
That's my
really
hot take.
no. That's literally my next question. Like, do you have a controversial opinion? So, like, I think that's a
Oh,
really
that's
good
it.
point. No, like that's no, that's really good. I actually I never thought of it like that in terms of like in that moment. I just thought like it's so subjective of like what the Academy thought was the best picture. I recently saw Shakespeare in Love on Netflix, and
Ooh.
it
With
won.
Cameron Diaz, right?
No, it's
Or
Gwyneth
no?
Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
And that movie, I didn't know it won Best Picture in 1998, and it was against Save It Private Ryan. And all the letterbox reviews are like, I can't
Hmm.
believe this film won over Saving Private Ryan. So now looking back, it's like, I wonder,
Right.
this is,
But what was happening politically during that time?
oh, interesting. Oh, wow. But what are your top four?
Man, that's something to look over. You know what? Interesting. But yes, okay, my top four. Let me open up the app. Also, hot take about Letterboxd is like I have gone away from like the star ratings. I just give it a heart or not if I like it or not because I would be watching a movie and then I'd be like, "Ooh, what am I going to write about on Letterboxd now when I'm done with this?" And it's like I don't want to feel that way about a movie. I just want to I want to be present and like feeling so much pressure. Why did I put this on myself? So now I just like got rid of it.
I know I
If I
only
like
write
it,
a
you know.
review if I want, like if it's like a one liner, but for myself, and I
Hmm.
I don't care about the star rating either because I have Iron Lung, which was made by Markiplier, 3 stars, and then I saw Wuthering Heights yesterday, 3 stars. I don't know at this point.
Like it doesn't matter. It's entirely subjective. It's whatever you want it to be. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I just give it a heart because maybe I loved it so much and maybe I actually didn't like it all that. Like, it's really for me to decide. So Letterboxd is for me. So with that
Hmm.
being said, here are my top four. So The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, that is a French film from 1964 directed by Jacques Demy. I love it. It's a musical. I'm obsessed with it. Um, literally every single word in the film is sung in French. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's
cool.
very ironic. I'm a big fan. Whiplash.
Oh yeah.
What is it? What is that phrase? Are you rushing? Are you rushing or are you dragging or whatever? Anyways, I don't remember.
Classic.
Um, Shrek. Shrek 2 to be specific. Shrek 2 has been in my top movies since I was 5. Oh, come on, balloons. For the audio listener, like we previously mentioned, I am working on a Mac, and anytime you do certain hand signs, it gives you reactions. And we just got a bunch of balloons for Shrek 2.
Thank you.
Um, and my last one is Sing Sing.
Oh
That was
wow.
a recent film that came out in 2023. And the really cool thing about Sing Sing is that it did kind of go viral in our community because everyone on that set was paid a very fair rate. I think they were all paid the same. That was
Well,
Sing Sing. Yeah,
that's one,
major.
and what an insane precedent to set. And
Mm,
I don't I feel like I've heard that with another film, or I may be confusing it
let me
with
look it
it,
up.
but I think that's happened before with another film too, where all the actors, everyone, I don't, I think it was just the actors, they were all paid the same. I don't know about the crew.
But it was Sing Sing where everyone from PA to director, star of the call sheet paid the exact same wage, and everyone involved in the production, above and below the line, received equity.
Wow. Oh my
Major.
gosh.
Very, very
Wow.
cool.
Thank you. That's honestly that's an incredible precedent to set because it truly shows you that like especially after COVID, like the instability of the industry, like that this is a great way to start to like help one another. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah. Have you seen Sing Sing?
no, I have not seen.
It's good.
I think it's on HBO. I want to see Sing Sing and in Nickel Boys. Those are my on my watch
Nickel
list.
Boys.
That's
Ooh,
based on a
yeah.
book.
Yeah. Okay, so Sing Sing is on HBO.
Hmm.
Nickel Boys is on MGM Plus.
Girl, who's using that? Don't piss me
No,
off.
for real. Okay, they're on Amazon Prime.
Okay, okay.
Let me see. Oh, and it is included with Prime? Yeah, okay, you can watch it.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
MGM Plus. What do I look
Girl,
like?
who that?
Don't piss me off, right?
But like I don't want a monopoly, but like who's that? I don't
Who
know.
are you?
And
Like,
anyway,
whoa, at
Amazon
least.
girl, but I guess to a bit more of a lighthearted question, if you could
Let's do
place
it.
yourself in any franchise, whether you, Joe, or work in any franchise as a producer, what would it be and why?
This is so funny. One of my friends, who's also a producer, we talked about this the other night on like which shows we'd love to work on, which shows we'd love to produce. And she was saying how much she would love to produce a Super Bowl. And I was like, that would be so much fun. I'm like, I don't do live, but you know what? If you have me for the right Super Bowl, you know what? Maybe I would do that. But franchise I would want to be in as a person, the first one that comes to mind is probably Marvel because it's like I was obsessed with Marvel growing up. Like I was fully invested and then they started doing too much and now I'm like I don't want to watch Captain Underpants, the second episode to understand this new movie coming out. Like it got a
Exactly.
little out of hand. So,
Yeah.
but before nostalgia, I would say Marvel. But as a producer, I would love to have worked on Lost. Like Lost would
Oh
have been
my
so
gosh.
fun. Like you're filming in Hawaii and like you've got such a cool concept. And like the first few seasons, of course, but like such a cool concept, stacked ensemble cast, like also the job security, because we're talking about like syndicated TV on ABC. Like, I'm
22
not going without a
episodes.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Yup. You have like 20 something episodes per season, devoted fan base, tip of the moment of pop culture. Like, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm absolutely doing that. Or what's another good series I'd do? I'd probably do. I'm looking for like international ones because really, as long as I'm traveling, I'm happy. So
Hmm. Yeah, heck
I
yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of other. Oh, Severance would be really cool because also just like I really like sci-fi. But the
Mm,
concept of that and like the filmography and just it is to be working on a project that's at like that's kind of really innovative and like pushing out new concepts out to the industry and really like setting the tone for where the industry is going to go. I want to be there. So I feel like Severance is one of those
mm.
places.
That's yeah, that's
But
I will say there's a I wouldn't say resurgence, but there is this like increase of sci-fi stuff. I mean, we're seeing that with Spielberg with this
mm,
Closure Day. He's tapping into sci-fi himself. I would say again after since E.T. I don't
yeah,
know, which
right.
is very in the same year as we're seeing with Dune Part
Hmm.
3 coming out. So I think sci-fi itself, I think, is as complicated of a genre as horror. Because I
Mm,
think when it comes to sci-fi, it's like how to make it not so fantastical, but not so dystopian, but then also touch
right.
base on like the political stuff, because a lot of them are very political. It's like
Oh,
when like oh,
yeah.
it's an amalgamation. It's same thing with horror. It's like I was actually talking about my friend with my friend yesterday about horror, about how it's such an interesting art form to storytell. Are you a horror fan yourself?
No.
Me either.
No, and
Uh-uh.
I can't do gross. Like I really like that's why I watch the pit like with my eyes half closed. Like when it
Yeah.
gets like gross and like it horror can be very overstimulating for me. I can definitely respect that as a genre. And there are
Yeah.
some horror films that I have seen where it's like you have to watch this movie. So like all of Jordan Peele's movies, I've seen them, of course. But I feel like his movies kind of like teeter on the edge of a thriller. So I can do a gross thriller. I can't do a true horror, especially
Yeah.
like new horror. I could probably watch a horror from the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah.
But like with the stuff now, it's a little too visceral for me, and
Yeah.
I'm grossed out.
What are your thoughts with
Oh,
Sinners, with it being considered horror?
listen, I love Sinners.
Yeah, me
I saw
too.
Sinners twice in theaters.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
it's been a
Hell
long
yeah.
time since I've seen the sun. Like,
Oh,
I
oh,
love
Sinners in theaters.
Sinners. I love Sinners. Yeah. And that's why I'm an AMC hater because I like bought a ticket to see Sinners in IMAX on like the day before Halloween.
Mm.
I get to the AMC. Why my seat just, I'm sitting there. I look like I'm like a Lego. I'm just propped up. I was like, don't piss me off.
We're like,
Like, the,
hello?
right. Like, where was that?
Yeah,
So it
no.
was
Mm-mm.
deeply frustrating. But anyways, Sinners. What do I think about Sinners? I think it's what would I call that? I guess it could be a bit of a horror, but I imagine it's more of a fantasy, really. I mean, you've got vampires. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a level of understanding there where it's just like, and I think that's why I really like sci-fi, and I honestly need to get into fantasy, where it's like you trust your audience enough to like know the world that they live in. Now we're going up a level. Like we are just taking things and escalating them a little bit. Like playing in that pretend imaginative world is really, really fun to me because it's you can really make anything happen as long as you can kind of like justify it and tie it back to the world that your audience knows. So
Mm.
it's just a fun place to hang out and play in. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what
Oh.
your question was actually, and I don't think
No, like just what are your thoughts on Sinners like being categorized like as a horror? Like
oh, as a
it's
horror.
yeah,
Hmm.
as a horror. But I will say to going back to I see there is a trend with your top four with there be musicals. I've been saying this since the first time I saw it in theaters, and I saw it 3 times. It's
What
going to go onto Broadway.
what is?
Sinners.
Sinners?
I know one day.
Oh.
It will. Everything about
Sinners
it
on Broadway.
it makes the most perfect the fact when it comes this movie truly depicted how music is one of the huge branches of the black culture here in
Oh
America,
yeah.
and
Oh
the
yeah.
story itself, what an impact it would make in modern day Broadway. The set very minimalistic, very little costume
Mm.
changes. The makeup they progressively get more dirty over time, but that's simple like quick makeup. I would say this takes place over a night, so like
Yeah.
there's so many aspects where I'm like I'm seeing this as like a creative producer. I'm like this what a great way to adapt this onto the stage. Not only that, there with there's the Great Gatsby. A lot of people are looking back to the 20s and what a time it was. I don't know when this took place. I honestly I'm forgetting right now
Hmm.
when it took place,
Me
but
too.
this film I was like what it's literally it's the movie pitched for Broadway. Like it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's literally
I love
perfect.
this. I love this. Yeah, I've never thought about it as a Broadway musical, but now that you're saying this, I'm like, I think that would be such a perfect place for this to be. Broadway would be excellent. And I mean, you can really play a lot with the sets. Like I think it'd be fun to like have like the shops and the square and like the train, like all of this stuff. I think it could really, I think it's got Well, we'll see after this year's Oscars, but
Yeah,
it's really got the demand and it's got so many people behind this. I really could see this as a full-blown, properly fleshed out like Broadway musical. Like
I think
I would
so.
love to see it. I want a big budget on this.
I
Like I want to
truly,
see it.
oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it how The Outsiders, it became a musical, and I was like, it adapted very well onto the stage. And
Mhm.
the Lost Boys, which is interesting, seed being planted. It's a musical based on like vampires,
Mhm. We're in a vampire era, I think. We are really liking vampires right now.
which I think is very interesting
Yeah.
because there's rumors of Netflix like rebooting the Twilight movies, but into an animated series.
Hmm.
We need vampires. We need more
Okay.
vampire stuff. We're
Okay.
missing
More
Vampire
vampires.
Diaries.
Yes. I need to watch Vampire Diaries. I need to see
Um,
that. Oop.
it's its own like it's its own thing. Like it's oh
Yeah.
Dracula, Nosferatu.
Dracula. That's true. What else? What else happened last year? I feel like there was another vampire thing, or am I tripping? No, I think that's it.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
But like end
I
of
did watch that.
2024.
Yeah.
End of
Yeah.
2024. I think it's the resurgence of monsters, like with Frankenstein, The
Right.
Bride, Dracula, Nosferatu. I
Right. We're
think
seeing a lot of that.
a lot of what's that term called? Like monsters. People want to do monsters. But
Yeah.
so, last question as we wrap up our conversation. If there's something you could tell your future self, whether it's a year from now or far into the future, regarding your current journey navigating the entertainment industry, what would you say?
I'd say, girl, I hope you got this figured out. I hope you got this figured out. Please. I don't know. That's a really good question. I love how because usually the question that gets prompted is like, what would you tell your younger self? What would you tell yourself in the past? But I'm talking to myself in the future is tough because it's like I don't know what I would say. And it's funny because I do this thing called you write a letter to yourself. It's with like futureme.com. I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
website. Are you
Mm-hmm.
familiar with this?
Yeah, I've done it once.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it a few times at this point where it's like it'll ask me to be like, "Do you want to send another letter to yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll write something down." And then a year later, I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing here?" Um, but yeah, I guess what would I say to my future self? I would just really hope that they're a really, really good producer, really great at what they do. I'm saying it like she is not me, which is kind of tripping me out. But yeah, looking to the future, and this could be far, far away, but working on, well, one of my ultimate goals is to work on a scripted comedic television show, like on a network. That would be
Mm-hmm.
so much fun. So that's a really, really big goal of mine, but also kind of talking about like shows we'd love to work on. If they're making the new Lost, the new Severance, I better be on that set. I better
Mm,
be working on that. So, you know
mm.
what? Let's get to work.
Let's
Let's get
get
to
to
work.
work.
Let's make it happen.
There is a lost resurgence happening. But with that
Good.
being said, Joanne, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and I cannot wait to see your name on the big screen someday.
Yay! Thanks, Isabella. And same for you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah. And I'm watching the credits. I'm watching them all the way through. So I will see it.
Oh, awesome. Before we head out, is there anything you would like to
Yes.
promote for the viewers to see where they can follow you on social media?
Ooh, okay. Where can you find me? I mean, just find me on Instagram before I delete it. Whoa.
No, real as hell. No, no, no. Yeah, no,
For
for
real.
sure. For sure.
Like, I low-key don't want that app, but you know what? Follow me there because I feel like it's one of those things that you kind of feel like you need to have for work almost. So
Yeah.
it's like, don't find me on LinkedIn. Don't find me
Please.
anywhere else. Just follow
No.
me on Instagram. My Instagram is JOANNMCETTE if you are interested. And my letterbox is the same thing, I think. Although, like I said about Letterboxd, I keep it brief. You'll know if I like it or not if it has a heart, but you won't know anything else. You'll just have to reach out to me directly and figure it out for yourself.
And
There you go.
that's how
Oh
we
no,
form
you have to talk to
community.
me. Yep, that's how you build community.
Mm. All right. Well, thank you
There
so
you
much
go.
for your time, Joanne. All right, guys,
Thank
that is the end
you.
of our conversation. If you want to listen to more episodes, it's on YouTube, on like my name is Bella Tenorio, and on Spotify, Brood Scenes. And then my Instagram is just Marvisa10. But that is all we have for today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.